there's nothing else. There's applause. I've listened backstage to people applaud. It's like waves of love coming over the footlights and wrapping you up. Imagine to know every night that different hundreds of people love you.
The movie awards season is descending upon us, a time of glamour and competition and a lot of red carpet shots of the stars we love swanning around for our delectation. It's a perfectly good excuse, not that you need an excuse, to watch once again or discover for the first time Joseph Mankiewicz's spectacular All About Eve. Now, this is a movie that doesn't take place in Hollywood, but in the world of the New York theater at the height of its cultural cachet. It might be a slightly more rarefied and smaller world than Hollywood, but the egos are just as big and the rivalries run just as deep.
It is just as false not to blow your horn at all as it is to blow it too loudly.
All About Eve presents a marvelous parade of theatrical figures. There's the producer, the director, the writer, the writer's wife, the hangers-on and bit players and wannabes, and of course my personal favorite and really my role model in everything I do and am, the critic, Addison DeWitt.
Margot, as you know, I've lived in the theater as a Trappist monk lives in his faith. I have no other world, no other life.
He is cruel, snide, cynical, obviously a man after my own heart, and a character with perhaps more bon mot per frame of film than any other in the history of cinema.
You have a point. An idiotic one, but a point.
The ruler of this small and precious universe is, of course, Margot Channing, brilliantly impersonated by the great Bette Davis. People say this was one of her most autobiographical and self-revealing roles, playing an aging, jealous, imperious star, but it's unquestionably one of her finest.
Fasten your seatbelts. It's going to be a bumpy night.
But the movie is not called All About Addison or All About Margot, it's All About Eve. And it is Eve Harrington, played by Anne Baxter, who's at the center of this delicious, malicious story. She shows up at the stage door as a fresh-faced young fan. She becomes first a protege of Margot's, then a confidant, then an understudy, and after a while, a usurper, stealing the spotlight from her supposed idol.
You're quite a girl.
You think?
I'm in love with Margot. Hadn't you heard?
You hear all kinds of things.
But the lessons of this movie are not limited to the world of the theater. Each one of us is surrounded by potential Eve Harringtons. And of course, there's a little Eve Harrington in all of us.